Welcome to Bar Chat, that's where it's at.
I'm Lexi.
I'm Bianca.
And I'm Becca. And we're chatting all things dance. Today's episode, we're talking all about confidence in dance.
Or lack thereof.
Or both.
It depends on the day, honestly.
Yeah, it does.
No, for me, it's pretty consistent.
Oh my gosh.
No, Lexi, that's so bad.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, it's a work in
That's all
progress.
Exactly. I think for everyone it is. Like, no one, I think, is just constantly confident all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Except for me, because I'm the greatest thing ever created. I'm
No,
just
it is. No, seriously, Becca, it's very impressive how much confidence you have. Not in like a mean way. Like, I envy your confidence.
It's really impressive
No,
for you.
it is because like you just glow with confidence, and I
Yes.
wish
Dude,
that
that means a
me
lot.
and many other people.
Yeah. And I don't
radiated
think,
confidence the way you do.
Mm-hmm.
like Bianca said before we started filming, it's not all the time. It's not like every day. It's not constantly. But I did notice when I started talking about it with my other like dance friends and stuff, I was like, wow, like I didn't know I like had confidence until I would like compare myself with like my classmates and my friends and stuff. And we would talk about it and I'd be like, oh my God, like this is hard to say, but it's like I want to like be able to like share how I do it, because like I'm like, it sucks that you guys like feel that way like so often.
Right.
And
Yeah.
not that I don't ever, but it's like it's so constant. Like I can't imagine.
It's because dancers compare themselves to each other
Yeah.
a lot.
Yep.
But
I think we're all guilty of that though.
yeah, it's kind of inevitable though. You're in the
Right.
room with them. We're all looking in the same mirror. Like,
Yes.
you know,
Right.
it is what it is. But I think for me personally, like it comes and goes. Overall, I would say I'm a very confident person, but there are days where, oh, my technique is not what I want it to be today, you know?
of course.
Right.
But that goes with a lot of things out of dance as well.
yeah.
Like it just comes
yeah,
and goes.
yeah. I guess for me, like I've been working on my confidence and I think that it's improved in college, but especially growing up, it was something that I struggled with a lot. And I guess it really, I noticed how little confidence I had in dance right when I hit like high school. And that's when I started taking it even more seriously. And like that passion just like kicked into like hard drive. Like it, like that's when I really loved dance, that the confidence issues became more prevalent. And a lot of my dance teachers noticed it.
Mhm.
Like we would have like semesterly like evaluations and stuff. And a lot of the things they would say is, you're so good, but you have no confidence. And I wish that you were more confident in yourself. And I got to the point where like, I really just didn't have any confidence overall when it came to any style. And I would always be like, I can't do this. I can't do that. And my teacher, my studio owner, she got so like, she just heard it so much. And she was like, this is getting ridiculous. Like, you can't keep saying that I can't, because now you're starting to believe it.
Yeah.
So she told me, she was like, if you say I can't do this one more time, I'm going to duct tape your mouth shut. And she did.
What?
I have a picture of me with duct tape. I had to
That's
do
actually amazing. I love that.
I had to do the entire dance class with duct tape over
I hope
my
you
mouth.
could breathe.
Yeah, I could breathe through my nose.
Great. She
But
didn't duct
not
tape
me,
that.
I have,
She duct taped my nose. But
I have a deviated septum. That would
think
not
I
work
do
for
too.
me.
I got my mouth duct taped shut. And that was kind of like a realization moment, because I was like, wow, like, is this like rock bottom of no confidence? Like, I literally am dancing with duct tape on my face because I'm so not confident.
Yeah.
And I think from that moment, my confidence started to grow like in like in increments, like little bits, just because you can't go from having no confidence to none. I'm sorry, no confidence to a whole bunch of confidence. And again, something that I still struggle with now. But I think once I got to college and I realized my own worth and I realized how talented I actually am. And like, I still have days where I'm like, I can't do this. I'm not good.
Of course.
And I think every dancer struggles with that. But I've noticed that I have more good days now than bad, which is a big accomplishment for me, because I would have like one good day every 2 months. And for me, confidence was something when I was young, or like when I was in high school, confidence wasn't something that I felt. It was like the validation that others gave to me.
Yeah.
So if I was put in the front line for something, then I would feel confident. But then if I
Right.
was put in the back line, I'd be like, oh, like I feel worthless.
Second guessing yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like especially this year, I started to realize it doesn't matter where I'm placed.
No.
It doesn't matter if I don't have a small little solo in a dance. I'm still good.
Yeah.
And that took me a long time to get there.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
still working on
Of
it.
course.
But, you know, I'm a work in progress and I'm getting there, and I'm proud of the journey that I've taken confidence wise.
That's great.
Because it's something that I struggled with for a long time.
It comes with age too.
Yeah.
And maturity
Absolutely.
and growing into your body and
Absolutely.
yourself.
I think that confidence really plays a big part in auditions as well.
Yes.
And how you do in the audition. So if you don't get in, that's like another jab, you know, and it just keeps repeating.
Yes.
You're not getting in, you're not getting in,
Right.
or you are getting in, or the director noticed you and you got a call back. Like there's just, I mean, I don't know who auditions for dance or whatever, but I do. You guys have.
I do a lot of auditions. Yes.
And it takes a toll on your confidence if you're
does.
constantly told no. But once again, you become numb to it. And it's good to become numb to it because then you don't get torn down as much.
Right.
Yeah.
Your self-confidence is not based on if you get a job or not, or if you book an audition or not. It's not about that. It's about the overall picture.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you have to really look at the broad scheme of things a lot.
Yeah. And the hardest part about auditions is you're in a room full of dancers who are all doing
Good.
the combo amazing. And so are you. But
Yeah.
you're not watching yourself at that point. You're watching everyone around you.
Yeah.
Especially when you get the mirror
Which is
taken
the
away.
worst thing
Then
you could
can't
do
watch
though,
yourself.
is
Right.
like compare
That's the
during
hardest part.
auditions.
Yeah.
Right. Comparing yourself to other dancers is a whole other topic that we
Yeah.
can dive into, but it's a big impact on whether you have confidence or not.
Yeah.
Something that I think really helped me find confidence was watching like other people and how some like I'll see some dancers that are the most confident person ever. And they are so like, they were like, I'm the best dancer ever. And it shows. And even if they're not like the best in the room or have the best technique, in my head, I'm like, wow, that is a great dancer.
Right.
Because you can,
They convince
if you're
you.
convinced, if the dancer's convinced that they're amazing,
Mm-hmm.
then of course everyone else is going to think that.
Right.
And then
You
when
believe it, everyone else will believe
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And then if you watch dancers, like it's so sad to see because it's so hard not to get in your head. But when you watch dancers that are so in their head, I always watch and I'm always like, if only they like got out of their head
Right.
and let themselves just dance and be in the moment rather than like comparing themselves and
Right.
stuff, they would be so much like
unstoppable.
yeah, they'd
Yeah.
be unstoppable. So it's really like it is a mind game because it's easy to say for me to be like, oh, well, just do it. Just
Don't be insecure.
just stop being
Like, be
insecure.
confident, you know?
Yeah. Like what are you doing? What's wrong with you?
It's so hard though because, and I guess because I care so heavily what other people think of me,
Mhm.
in my head, there's such a fine line between cocky and confidence. And
Yes.
me, like the way that I think, and I know that this is incorrect, but in my head, if I'm confident, I'm cocky. And I know that that's not
there's
true.
a fine
But that's
line.
how I think of it. And if I say like, oh, I did that really well, then I'm going to think to myself, oh my God, everyone thinks that I'm being so cocky. I shouldn't have said that. Like, that's how I think. And I know like that it's wrong, but
Yeah.
that's just the way my brain
But I've
works.
also thought about that many times before too. I don't know
Right.
if you guys have experienced this, but in a class setting, you know, everybody's doing the combination and then you suddenly feel like you kind of have to tone down your tenacity or your full outness when you're
Right.
dancing because you don't want to be that dancer.
Yes.
Like, I feel like
yes.
if I
I've
go
made
too
TikToks
hard,
about that.
yeah, it's like if I go too hard, people are gonna think that I'm cocky or conceited when
No.
I'm just trying to get the most out of my class. But
Absolutely.
I feel like I have to hold back sometimes, and that's also not a good thing to do. But I've done it, guilty, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
But
of course.
you know, have you guys experienced that?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I think I've experienced it from the other perspective, like seeing that dancer, the one who's like constantly doing it full out while everyone else is like half marking it or doing it at like a not full out level, I guess.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking to myself, I was like, wow, if I had that confidence to just go full out right now, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, if I had the confidence to go full out right now, I would,
Mhm.
but I am too nervous about what people are thinking
Yeah.
of me.
Yeah.
And that's why I can't do it.
yeah,
you can't worry about what other people are thinking about you when you're in dance class because most of the time they're thinking something like that, like, wow, I wish I had the confidence to do that.
or
if
just
they're
about themselves.
and if
Right.
they're exactly, and if they're not thinking like that and they're thinking like, wow, like I can't believe she's acting like that in class, then that says way more about that person
Right.
than it does about you. And to be honest, they're probably just jealous that they can't do that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like the biggest advice that I
That's so true,
probably
Becca.
could give because of what I've received is that you can only worry about yourself because you're your own competition.
Yes.
Right. That's true.
That's just
Put that on a shirt. I'm
that
sure there
is just the fact of the matter. Like we can compare ourselves to our peers all day, but that's not going to do anything because they're going to dance how they dance. You're going to dance how you
Right.
dance.
Exactly.
You're your own person. Focus on yourself and make yourself better.
And actually, you know what?
Easier said than done.
No,
but
it is easier said than done. It is so hard to compare yourself to other dance. It's so hard not to compare yourself to other dancers, but everyone dances differently. And I think I mentioned this in the past podcast. The three of us took a dance class the other day at Millennium. All three of us did an excellent job, and all three of us danced it so differently because we all have our own styles. Not that one style is not as good as the other. We all looked great doing it, but we all looked different doing it because that's how we dance. There's not one correct way to do any sort of dance. You don't need to confine yourself.
Exactly.
To
So if
one
you're comparing
style or
yourself,
one structure of doing a dance.
yeah, and if you're comparing yourself to someone who has a completely different body build, different background as you, and you're like, why don't I look like them doing the combo? Because you're not them.
Right.
And you should embrace that you're not them.
Yeah.
Right.
Like something I mentioned to Lexi the other day and something I very much live by is I'll give you guys a little history lesson for the day because I do study dance in college. So might as well use my degree or my almost degree.
Please use your degree.
Your 3/4 of a degree.
My 3/4 of a degree. But something really interesting about Bob Fosse, the famous choreographer of a lot of shows. Yes.
Oh, I know what you're going to say. This is good, you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. You really hyped it up.
No, it's so interesting. Okay, I'll just let you say it.
So Bob Fosse is really famous for doing, if you're watching video, I'm just going to do it, but like doing like cool shoulders and hatography and stuff. And that is literally what Fosse is. And it's iconic and people have been doing it for years now. And he literally choreographed that way because of the way he was built. He had really bad posture.
I know that,
and like hunched shoulders. So his choreography was always hunched over. And he started balding at a young age. So he wore a top hat. So he just always choreographed with hats. And that is literally, as some people might see it as like a flaw or something that is like bad about him, he used it to his advantage and made it into something like the most iconic thing about him. Is
one of the most iconic things about dance.
Is his quote unquote flaws. So why are you worried so much about your personal flaws or why you don't have
quirks?
Yeah, why you don't have a dancer's body? Well, maybe because every other dancer has that body. Why would you want what everyone else has? Like, don't you want to be different? And don't you want to like own something that other people don't?
Absolutely.
Because that's what makes you unique.
Everybody is their own person and unique, and we all have our different quirks and differences, and that's what makes us special as a dancer.
Right.
So whatever you're naturally like with, just go with it.
Yeah.
Because that's you. That's your authentic self.
Yes.
And you know what? I feel like the dance industry has expanded a lot with like regarding like styles, you know, because it's like you don't need to have perfect technique and a ballerina body to be a professional dancer.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways and different outlets that you can pursue to be a professional dancer. Like there's some people that hip hop is their style. They're not turners. They're not flexible. They don't have technique, but then they can like pop and lob like there's no tomorrow, you know, like there's so many different ways and different outlets for the different talents that everybody has.
Yeah.
I will say like one thing that I do a lot, and I feel like this is like something that helps me a lot. I always say like I'm like a blind optimist. So I have like a lot of blind optimism. So I just kind of go into like classes being like, I'm so amazing. I'm so great. Like I'm like, I look so good. Whatever.
As you should though.
And whether I'm not looking good or not, like I just kind of think that way. And it doesn't mean that I'm not trying to improve or take corrections or anything like that. It's just sometimes like going in and just being like in your own world and like sometimes I go to class and I'll only look at myself because I know if I look at other dancers, then I'll be hard on myself.
That's another thing too.
Other times looking at dancers is good because you're able to learn from them, of course. Like I love looking at other dancers and learning from them because obviously we have so much to learn still, but you need to know when you go into class, like do a check-in.
Right.
What do I need today?
Yeah. Absolutely. Not in auditions though. I can't look at anybody else.
No.
Because
it's too hard.
People
and you do have to think you're the best person in the world in audition.
Some people thrive under pressure and some people crumble.
Yeah.
I do not thrive under pressure.
Me neither.
And I don't get better by watching other people. Typically I don't like watching the other people in the room because it almost makes me forget the dance if we're doing a combo.
Right.
It makes me like get out of my zone. Like if I stay
agree.
focused on me, that's just me though. I know a lot of people that are like, I want that competition. I want that like back and forth.
No,
I don't
those
want
people
that.
scare me.
No.
Not for me.
That's why I never did competition dance, because not for me. It's just not in my DNA.
Yeah.
I think that dance shouldn't be a competition personally, but
I like winning.
yeah.
But I can't do that every time.
I can't watch people in the room too much.
No, yeah, definitely when it's like comes to learning from other dancers,
Yes.
it's like a separate situation. Like just watch.
I'll watch the teacher.
Oh, of course.
Right.
Oh,
I'll learn from the
literally-
teacher.
Yeah.
Well, you know what you guys did that actually helped me the other day? I always tell you guys, like, anytime I go and take like a class in New York or like did dance conventions, I stand in the back. That's always where I stood.
And we were like,
you
no.
guys both stood in the front, and I didn't want to not stand with
Yeah.
you guys. So I stood with you guys in the front, and I felt 10 times better about the dance.
Yeah.
I felt like I learned it better. I was just so much more focused. So maybe from here on out, I'll stand in the front. We'll see. But
Oh my
it
gosh,
definitely
inspired
it
you.
definitely helped because I felt better about myself.
Yeah.
Just- I felt more confident.
Engaged.
I felt more engaged in the class.
Yeah.
And I felt like I didn't need, like when you're standing in the back, and even though there's a mirror in the room, when you're standing in the back, you're looking at everyone in front of you because sometimes you can't even see the teacher. So
I
you have to
know.
learn from the people in front of you.
Exactly. And
When
they're
I was
not doing
standing
it
in the
correctly.
front, all I saw was the teacher, and that was it.
Yeah.
And myself in the mirror. Like that was it. And it definitely helped. So I thank you guys for
Oh, you're welcome.
not really
God,
giving me a
you're
choice
welcome.
and standing in the
You know,
front the other day.
But
We just
that,
inspire people.
yeah, but
such
no.
an inspiration to all.
But as far as like positioning yourself in dance rooms go, just a little side note, it's like I choose to stand in the front because I learn better that way. I'm not distracted by the people around me, and I can just focus on myself. Like I said, if I'm in the back, I have to watch everybody, like Lexi said, and it takes me out of the moment.
Right.
So
I just
that's
get
just how.
distracted
Yeah,
really easily.
that's just how I
The
learn.
reason that I stood in the back at conventions was because everyone pushed their way to the front, and I like having the space back there.
That
So
makes sense too.
that was like
Yeah.
that was kind of the main reason, and then I kind of just like stuck with staying
Yeah.
back there, but I still didn't have like the confidence that I had sitting in the
Yeah.
front the other day. I just
Yeah.
like having space to dance.
I-
So that's
Exactly.
why I, went
I
to the
learn
back.
in the back sometimes if it's way too crowded. I learn in the back and then
Mhm.
dance in the front.
It depends on who's in
Also,
the room.
like you have to
Right.
find like I feel like the side is always where to go to the front side.
I'll do front center or front side typically.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah,
Now that I'm
not for
saying
me.
this information, don't take my spot. No,
but I support.
corner.
I stood in the back corner, but I
how
support
do you
guys.
do that? No, I literally hate it. And even when it is crowded,
Well, we have
So
different levels of
embarrassing.
confidence, Becca.
It's not about confidence.
I
I
just
can't
opened
pay
up
attention.
to you. I'm working on it.
No, I mean for
Gosh.
me, I'm saying how do you do it because I literally would just zone out and I would just not know the
God,
combo.
You're such a warrior.
Also,
back there in the
though,
back corner, not being
not
able
what
to see.
But also, you guys, I think the positioning in the room has to do with how well you know the teacher
Yeah.
and how frequent you might take that class. Like when I
True.
was in college, weekly classes, like I'll go anywhere because it's a familiar
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah.
Me too.
If I'm in a new environment or if I really admire a teacher, I'm going to go in the front because I want to take all of the information as best as I can. And if I'm in the back, I feel like I'm 3 worlds away.
Okay, so I want to ask a question now. When it comes to going across the floor, do you go in the first group? Do you go in the mix? Or do you go
Middle.
at the end?
It
Okay.
depends on the style.
Right, okay.
It depends on a lot of things. It's variable. But
it depends on
but
whether
you know
I'm
why
paying
I'm
attention
asking that question,
day.
right?
I hardly never go first.
Okay.
It
I
depends
don't
on
really go
whether
first
or
either.
not I'm paying attention that day, and usually I'm not, and I don't know the combo.
I
so
do zone out a lot, so you usually will
Same.
never see me in the
Unless
first group
I'm
across
like-
the floor.
Oh,
On
I
my
got
game.
this. I
Yeah.
got this. And I'm going to show an example because everyone's running to the back, you know?
I like being in the middle because I blend in.
Yeah, I'm the type of dancer that literally will learn the entire combo. Like the teacher will be doing it, I'll be doing the steps with them, like moving my arms and stuff, and then they go, and I don't know it.
But
Like,
I
just
will,
realized
I was
will
zoning out.
stand in the front. You know how like when we do across the floors and like there's like a front line, middle line, back line?
Yeah.
I will stand in the front, but I like to be in the mix in the middle because at the end, everyone's just like watching like the trail end of like the smaller last group of
Yeah.
people come in, and I'm like, I don't want to be in that group watch. Same thing in the beginning, like I'm still figuring it out. So the
Right.
middle's perfect, but
I'm-
I will stand in the front. So
Yeah.
progress?
I'm
Question mark?
Middle, front and center. There you go.
There I go.
I'm always like that girl in class who's standing in like wherever people are not standing. And you mentioned it. You called me out
Did
when
I?
we took
No,
class
I
together.
did.
You called me
I
out.
said you moved like 10 times.
Yeah, because
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't
I was
like why is everyone bunching up? I just never understood. Like, why is everyone bunching up in the exact same side of the room?
It travels that way.
I know, but wouldn't you want to stand over where no one's standing so that when it's time to do groups, you just are standing next to
Yes, but I also feel like once people pick a spot, that's their spot for the class.
No, I move
like
everywhere.
In ballet,
I
when
move
they're like,
all over the place.
this
Becca's
is
like,
my
I'm
bar
gonna
spot.
take your spot during class. That's what Becca does.
Becca is the one who has a territorial bar spot for sure.
Oh, I did.
Yeah,
I did.
I
stood in
never
the same-
did.
I did.
I stood in the same spot every single day.
No,
all
I
throughout
also
high
had a
school.
territorial bar spot.
I never did.
Well, that's the difference.
I don't
between us,
anymore,
guess.
but
It is.
I am a lefty, so I'm
too.
lucky because I like standing on the left side and everyone likes standing on the right side. So
Yeah.
it's very easy to stand where
You
I
were
want.
outnumbered in a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love being a lefty.
Yeah.
That also
A
gives me the
lefty.
confidence too, though. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like
I'm a lefty. I always have been. So
Same.
everybody's like,
I wish
right
that I was a
pirouettes.
lefty because
Yeah.
you guys are strong on the left side, but I feel like everyone and like dance teachers, they work the right side. So I feel like you're like pretty even.
I'm just bad at both, honestly.
Okay.
Because people always say that, and I'm like, I'm not a good turner on either side, to be honest.
Yeah. I typically I don't have a good side most of the time. My
Same.
left is a tad stronger, but I've tried to train myself to be equal
Same.
because my teacher always said that.
Mhm.
They were like, work so hard that you don't have a good side because then in the combination, you can do
Oh, I like
whatever.
that a lot.
Yeah. And
That's
I
a
tell my
great
students that
saying.
too.
Have
yeah.
you ever
Work so
been
hard
in
so
an
you don't have a good
audition
side.
where I'll tell my situation. Tell me if you've had this experience where you're at an audition and they only have time for right side and they go, who's a lefty? And then they just have the lefties do it. I once was at an audition and
my
it was
God.
just me and another girl. So we basically got to do the combo alone because they were like, oh yeah, you could do the left side if that's your good side. And it's like, it's so nice because it's like they
Wow.
get to see you.
I've never experienced that, but I'm sure that it would have a great benefit to you.
Right.
It's like a callback in the room. Yeah.
literally.
It's like a
Yeah.
reward.
They did
It's
it
like a
once and
reward.
I remember I was like, yes, like finally
Yeah.
my moment.
Yeah.
Or that's the worst. when-
That'll give you confidence.
Yeah. Unless you mess up.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Then it doesn't.
or if it's a
'cause then everyone's
combo.
watching you. See, I just think of everything is like stressful.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
No, I love attention.
dancers are very judgmental, I think.
I only like
Yeah,
good
totally.
attention.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess so does everyone.
Actually, I like bad attention. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, that was kind of stupid of me to say because
I
like,
only like
obviously
good
everyone does.
attention.
But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
That's funny though. I mean, yeah, I like good attention too.
I think confidence is something that changes day to day for dancers because you know how teachers will say like, you know, your spot and your balance is never going to be the same every day. Your
Like
turns
good
are
turn
never
day,
gonna
bad
be-
turn day. Yeah.
It's never going to be the same once. So I feel like that's the same with confidence, at least for me, is like
That's very true.
every day I'm confident, but some days there's a little part of me that's like I'm not.
There's
but
a little
there's a
guy on your
little
shoulder.
Yeah, there's a little ant on my shoulder
an
telling me.
ant.
Yeah. That's how small it feels though. And I can brush it off pretty
Oh.
quickly sometimes.
That's so deep,
Yeah,
Bianca.
I
Thank you
know.
for sharing that
You're
with
so
us.
welcome.
You're so wise. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for
Of
sharing.
course.
It's 'cause
You're
you're older
so
than us.
welcome.
Such a giver.
Literally only 3
so
years.
bonus of you, Bianca.
That was really bonus of you, Bianca.
Super bonus. So I think another part of confidence would be from like what you wear and how you present yourself in a dance class. I mean, someone who has their shoulders like hunched forward, clearly they're not going to allow themselves to be like super confident. But then
Yeah,
someone
you're
who's
gonna be
standing there,
closed
like,
off.
tall posture, like you know that they're ready to come there
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
work. And then same thing with like what you wear.
Yeah.
I feel like if you show up and maybe you're wearing something a little bit different than everyone else, for some people that might make you feel so like, I don't know, like you're just standing out, but like in a bad way. Other
Yeah.
people might see it as like, oh, like I'm going to be watched now because I'm wearing this.
I know a lot of studios have dress code of black leotard and
Mhm.
tights or all black. Like my college was all black, which was also not, in my opinion, smart because I'm paying money for the school. So I couldn't really express myself
Yeah,
through
that's
my
so
clothes.
upsetting. Like
That's
once you're in
Yeah.
college,
Yeah.
like you're professional. Like you should be
I
able to wear
know.
whatever you want.
I know. And we couldn't. Well, some people got away with it, but that's another story.
Not you though.
No, not me.
Because
Of
they
course.
didn't like you.
Correct.
Never
I wore
you.
black and they had a problem with it. They're like, what are you
"That
doing?
wasn't- That's not the right shade.
They're like, why are you in class? Oh, what was I gonna say though? So like, wait, what? Oh my gosh.
I'll go.
Yeah.
And then maybe it'll think.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's great.
For me, at least, I guess when I think of like wearing stuff makes me feel more confident, I think specifically of like hip hop.
Mhm.
Like when I wear like a super baggy t-shirt, like I feel so much more confident in that. As
You don't
if-
wear a leotard and tights?
Well, no, okay. So like I remember growing up in my dance studio right after ballet class, if all like the rest of the team was there. Then we want to run the hip hop production really quickly before everyone goes. So they're like, oh, like just run it without sneakers and you're in your tights.
No.
And I'm like, I
can't
feel
do that. No,
I feel like
yeah.
I look so like flaily and silly, like run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what I wear
Hair in a
plays
bun
a
and
huge
everything.
role.
Yes.
Yeah, it
In
plays
my-
a huge role in how I
Yeah.
feel during that dance.
In my company rehearsals on the weekends, we would be like, we had a dress code, black leotard, black tights, and we'd run all of our dances, and one of them was a hip hop dance. And
right.
they're like, they wanted us to be so groovy, and I'm like, how am I gonna be groovy when my hair is pulled back in a bun?
Like you
wearing-
need to flip your like you know you got to flip your hair. It needs to be down.
I know. That's
like,
why now that I'm in college, like I dance with my hair down like every single class,
Mhm.
and I love
dancing
it.
with your hair down is just like the best feeling, except for when it's not.
I
Right, Becca?
hate dancing with my hair down because it's so long and it always gets stuck in my face.
Well,
I
mine gets super
can't-
frizzy.
Yeah.
But so usually what I do is like I learn the dance with my hair pulled back, and
Mm-hmm.
then once we start doing groups and stuff, that's when I take it down because it's like another level of just like I got this.
If it's like Martha Graham modern, then yes, I'll take my hair down because that's like,
Oh, I'm thinking of
Wait,
just like
actually?
hip-hop. I
Yeah.
can't do my hair down with
Graham?
any other styles.
well, it's like, yeah, like I just feel like that's warranted there. If we're talking like a performance, like modern or like contemporary.
did you guys ever do like the half up, half down style?
Oh, yeah.
I always,
Always do that.
got in my face and stuck in my lipstick.
I did it in class twice this week.
oh yeah,
I
and
was
then
gonna, yeah, you did, and your hair's so long.
Yes. So
I
have
couldn't.
to.
There's certain classes like the class we took at Millennium.
Yeah.
I turned to Bianca and I was like, I can't have my hair down right now. It's getting all in my face.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's inevitable.
Yeah,
You have to learn how to dance with your hair down though.
not
That's
only
a skill.
because I know a lot of people have to deal with dress code and stuff, and it's like you can only control what you can control.
Yeah, that's what I was
but
gonna say.
something I do a lot, and I did a lot in high school, was just like overall how I come to class, like and what I look like. And I mean that can mean different. That can have a different meaning for everyone. Like for me, I always do better if I'm like maybe wearing some makeup, or maybe I like do
Earrings.
a
I was gonna
hairstyle or
say
earrings.
hoop earrings for hip
Yeah.
hop.
Yeah.
You just feel like on top of the world.
It like
I
just
can't
putting
even explain
yourself
it.
together a little bit for dance class, and whatever that means to you kind of helps you feel overall like put together, and like you have your like stuff
Yeah.
together.
You have individuality. Like I said, my school was all black uniform, whatever.
So you didn't
but
have individual.
yeah, no, but like for instance, if I wanted to wear a black leotard that maybe had some lace on the back, that was allowed, but it's something that sets me apart. Or
Right.
you know,
Did
if
you do
have,
like the colored trim? I'd have like colored
no,
trim.
we weren't allowed.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but like, you know, you can play with it. You can do a low bun rather than a standard like classical bun, or you
The
can
donut bun.
Yeah, like
people love the French twist.
yeah, there's so many
French
different
twist.
ways to
Yeah.
like keep your individuality, but especially when you have a lot of artistic freedom, you can
Right.
definitely go there. You
Yeah.
know, especially in auditions. Once again, like wear the bright colored leotard.
Right.
Do it. Like be bold.
Yeah.
Life is too
Wear
short.
what you feel comfortable in. If
Yeah.
you don't like yourself in a bright color, then wear black.
yeah,
if
wear
that's
black.
what you feel comfortable in.
Clearly, confidence comes in all shapes and sizes.
That's
what
right.
you got to do, what you have to do in order to feel your best in dance class.
And never feel
Mhm.
bad about being confident.
Exactly.
Unapologetically, you guys.
Exactly.
That's the
There's
moral.
another cliche.
Well, we really hope that you guys enjoyed this episode about confidence. It's something that every dancer is probably working on or dealing with in some sort of way. So we hope that this was helpful for you guys and you enjoyed listening to it. But make sure to check out our podcast in 2 weeks on Apple Music and Spotify. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Bye.
Bye.